Chat. We had to finish prematurely before we had even gotten started. But now we're back. To finish. To go further. And yes, I know while you cannot see my face yet, you have to understand. It's about to get real. So lock in. Is everybody locked in? Is everybody locked in? That's what I want to know. Because now's your chance. I want a Ripsmack group. I want it so bad. And you know why? Because I want that weapon. I want that weapon. There are so many things I want to try to do, and I can't do it until we have something that's stronger. That's stronger. Until we become stronger. So, if you're in the area, if you're interested, we were dinking around earlier on orcs, but I don't want to dink around on any more orcs. I want to get real. So who's with me? You want an hour plus of a looking for group stream to keep it authentic. Interesting. You know what? Let me just do a little bit of housekeeping first. Okay? Well, in a couple of ways. Number one, I need to get my chat situated here so I can actually see what you guys are saying. Trickle on in, YouTube. Trickle on in. Lurk away. Sorry for the interruption earlier. It is what it is, as they say. But we're back. All right. Okay. First, before we get started, I know I just told everybody to lock in, and we're going to do that. Before we get started, a little housekeeping. You are going to notice over the next couple of days, weeks, I'm trying out a few different things in relation to figuring out this whole Twitch and YouTube ecosystem and how all of it just flows. There's a lot of conventional wisdom. There's a lot of stuff. As you can imagine, there's just about everybody ever has an opinion on how things should be done. I'm at the beginning of my journey on figuring these things out and making some decisions. So you're going to notice some things here and there as we go along. The most important thing to understand is this. On Mondays and Wednesdays, I am streaming live on Twitch and YouTube. And you should feel free to, come and I want you to come as part of the live experience. The live experience is what I'm after. The VODs, I would recommend watching on YouTube simply because of the quality. The quality of the VODs, it's the difference between, 1080p at, 18K bitrate kind of thing versus, what we're capped at on Twitch, which is Twitch is perfect for live viewing. But I kind of want to develop those two ecosystems a little bit, and I think for VOD watching, that's really the place to be. So, and you can rest assured that all the streams will be viewable on YouTube afterwards as well. So there should never be any lag in that. So yeah, just wanted to get that out of the way while I'm here dying. It is what it is. Why did that thing kill me so? What did it do to me? Dang. Okay. That's fine. No, I didn't notice I was aggro. And these are the kind of things that you learn when you're trying to stream and do this stuff is it's like it's a different world. It's a different world. It's just a different world. All right, let's get this group going. We got an 18 human. I don't know if all of these... I want people who are going to be willing to do the Ripsmack camp, and it's not... Make sure it's the right level, you know? Level 15 Enchanter. Let's see. I mean, level... I don't know, like... The sweet spot's probably going to be, what, like... Who's this? Oh, Rez. Dude, Vince, thank you so much. That is awesome. Thank you, Vince. Can't see my cheering, but I did it. I appreciate it. Let's see. Hello. Corpse. Oh, the corpse. Corpse goodness. All right. Corpse is back. Beautiful. I've been curious, who composed most of the music? The music was composed by PBL Studio. This is our, the audio... music and audio studio that does all of our sound and audio. They rock. They're amazing, if you couldn't tell. So good. So good. So good. Lone Dog, you had a great question. I didn't want to miss it. Can you clarify how removing chevrons will affect current grouped mobs and duos being able to single pull them? Isn't this the question, you know? I've seen this question come up a lot. And, hey, Kronzik. Yo! Yo! Kronzik with the Prime sub. 10 months of support. Thank you so much, my friend. Also, Slimoby and MTC Hank with the tier 1 and the Prime. Guys, thank you so much. That was from like 2 hours ago, back in the midst of the craziness, but thank you. Appreciate the support, guys, big time. Yeah, Lone Dog, that is a good question, and that's the question on a lot of people's minds, because I think when people hear about removing chevrons, I think they probably, it seems anyway, like they're thinking, okay, everything's going to be like the solo mobs, because they're just imagining removing the chevrons. They're not, maybe, you know, maybe they haven't kind of heard the download of we're actually combining the two into one type, and then what that one type will be like. So if I can paint a better picture here, we're getting rid of the chevrons as we combine currently there's two NPC types, right? There's the solo, which are like super easy pushovers, and there's the chevrons, which are really, really difficult, meant for groups, that kind of thing. We are going to be getting rid of chevrons so that we can have just a single unified NPC type. So whenever you select an NPC, no matter where it is in the world, you're not seeing, oh, this one's a chevron, this one's not, whatever. An NPC is an NPC. However, and this is the part I think people probably may be missing, is that in doing so, we're going to be bringing up the base kind of difficulty to close to what chevrons are right now for everything. And while there'll be, you know, a little bit of like some little tweaks here and there for like level 1 to 5 or whatever, just to kind of get out of the gate, you're going to have to imagine this world being really much more challenging wherever you are in regards to like a single NPC versus you. However, the really important difference there, and the difference maker, is going to be the level of the NPC compared to you. So as these changes roll in, you're going to have, you know, an even con NPC, and it's going to be a heck of a lot harder. I mean, you're going to be fighting an NPC that you're used to being a solo NPC, for example. Like, let's say, I don't know, the wayward trappers and stuff over here. You know, right now people solo there a lot because they're not Chevron. There's a pretty good, you know, camp if you're solo. They're going to be a heck of a lot harder until you outlevel them a little bit. Once they're, you know, dark blue or light blue to you, they're going to become more manageable. And a lot of this depends on your class. Some classes are going to be better at soloing than others. That's kind of always been in our plan, our DNA. But the idea is that instead of, you know, as I've just been running through AVP the last few days, for example, and I'll run by the thug camps and the bandit camps out here, and I'm like, man, I can't do anything. Can't, you know, engage with them, whether I wanted to try it solo, whether I wanted to get a duo or a trio together. It's like, now it's going to be like, well, let me get another level or two, and then I can come back here if I can't find a group, or if I'm wanting to just, you know, see what I can do on my own, or maybe I'm hopping in with just a buddy or something like that. That's going to be very doable. And so what that means is if you're looking to solo or looking to do like a small group thing, then you just got to find the NPCs that you're an appropriate level to take them on by yourself or just with, you know, a single other person kind of thing. If you're in a group, then you're going to be hunting for, you know, even con, yellows, oranges, maybe even like kind of a fresh red, I guess you could say, you know, an NPC that's like right at 5 levels above you kind of thing. And the other really key difference here, or the key point, is where experience changes are going to be rolling out with these things too, where the experience that you get per kill, even though the fights are going to be more challenging, and the TTK is going to be going up, the time to kill is going to be going up a little bit, you're going to get more experience per kill as well. And so the effort that goes into that is going to feel a lot more worth it. Whereas right now, you know, you kill a solo NPC and it's like, you just kind of mow through them, boom, 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 but you're getting this tiny little, you know, blip of experience each time. We want something much more like EverQuest was, where the time it takes to kill something and then the recovery that you need to do afterwards is more significant than it is right now, but the experience outcome that you're getting feels much more worth it. And then of course the group, you know, the game still, I mean, obviously this is still a group-centered game, and so if you want to be the most efficient, you want to level the fastest, have the highest chance for a reward, things like that, you're still going to want a group. It just means that you have options now outside of grouping much more than you do right now. The other thing I'm really excited about with these changes as they roll in is that it's going to give us a little bit more freedom to kind of beef up the class kits a little bit, where the example I've used before is like Root, for example, right now is extremely brittle. It breaks so easily on damage. Like you almost can't even, you know, with these changes, it's much more, we have much more room to say, no, we're going to actually make Root pretty powerful, because, you know, even if the thing's lower level than you, it's still going to be a lot more challenging than it is now, and you're going to need some beefier options to actually deal with things. It's just going to be, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. Beef it up! Glorf said he was looking for group. Who we got here? Ooh, level 29. Big Chief. Ah. Not going to read that, but hey. Class specifics aside, I'd suspect even cons won't generally be an even match on one-to-one. Healer's Paladin might be able to pull that off, but with current tools, most other classes I expect to lose those fights far more than win. We'll see. I mean, it is a good opportunity to, you know, flex your muscle. Like right now, again, and I know this doesn't resonate with everybody like it does for me, but I like being able to flex what I am actually capable of on a character. And, you know, like on something that is a good level, you know, for me. Like trying the Whisper Wind Asp earlier wasn't great because it was like orange con and could barely hit it, and, you know, is what it is. But if I'm fighting something that's blue, dark blue, like if I imagine taking on a current Chevron that was dark blue or light blue, even as a rogue, I'd love if I could pull that off, you know? Just having the opportunity to try to pull that off would be awesome. Oh, I think I'm... Wait. Dude, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. No. No. Neotron sounds great. I'm stoked for it. Yeah. I mean, I think it's people... Dude, this person's being so nice, but I can't. I said, this is so nice of you, but I'm doing a solo group self-found only run, so I can't accept. Nothing will be as bad as turning down the Cryptbreaker from last stream. That was, oh my goodness, guys. Oh my goodness. Ooh. And of course I say that to people and they're like, okay, whatever. It's fine. Hey, it's Malcal. Level 38. You're too high level. I can't group with you. Do you have a, Malcal, do you have a lower level character? Corey, we are so back. Indeed. I don't know what we need yet. We're still so early in putting the group together. We're trying to do Ripsmack, right? Ripsmack is the goal, and everyone needs to kind of like hone in on that. You want to heal for us? Please do. Yeah. Everybody needs to hone in on that. Let's see. There we go. Comments. Whose comments? Ooh, is level 10 okay? Do you think a level 10 wizard would be okay? Alinar's coming in, nice. Yeah, Malcal, get in here. I don't even know if the camp's open. So, there's that too, you know. Oh, and guys, right before the stream ended the first time, we got this. The Thorn Steel Spear. 1 stam, 1 dex. Wait a second. Do we want to... This has dex. Should we... If we're backstabbing, shouldn't we go this route right here? Get some more dex? Sitting at 16 dex. Just let me play. I know you get tired of hearing it. You guys probably. But we've got even more lighting goodness coming. All right, we're going to get comments in here as well. So we've got 5. We need 1 more. What should we get? Bjorn, it's going to be so juicy. I don't even... I can't, like... I can't even put it into words. It's how juicy it's about to get. Usually the skeletons are juicy, but... Oh, here's Detox. Alright, we got Detox. Sweet. We got a full group, gents. Ladies and gents. We got a full group. Let's head in. It's time. Oh, it's time. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Ooh. I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? Because tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. Safety first. No, I haven't given an ETA yet. These are things that we will be announcing at some point in the near future. When to, you know, start expecting some of these things. But until we make that announcement, I'm steering clear of the win. Yeah. How hype am I for summer changes? I'm really freaking hyped, to be honest. We are we're just about like capped off on the wizard and the wild blood and all those things that we're working on, and then we've already been working. I know Fuso's already been working on some summoner stuff, kind of getting the ball rolling and kind of getting everything warmed and ready. But probably starting next week is when we will be like hot and heavy on getting the summoner ready with all of its updates. And then we'll be letting you guys know, you know, when it's time, when you can expect that. Oh man, we're in a groove. I can already feel it. I can already feel it. We can just check everything around the bridge is up. No one there? Oh, you just checked. Glorf, nice. Sweet. Sweet. If Ripsmack drops, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something. Yeah, Ginger Knot, we did. We just got major funding. Just installed a new full-time project manager. And we're cooking. We are cooking. Did I know I'm vanned in under subscription? I don't know what that means. What, Gwimchim? I don't understand, but it seems important. Ouchie. Dude, 83 damage backstab. What? Are you talking about the VODs? Oh yeah, yep, that's what I was talking about earlier. With VODs, I'm trying to do like the VODs on YouTube, because I can guarantee their quality to be much higher. because of the bitrate that I can use on YouTube. So if you want to catch the VODs, and I'm going to work on transferring all the current VODs over there, so they should all be available for view. So there'll be a slight delay in the VODs, but I'll make sure they're all over there and labeled and all that stuff. All right, let's get our Shadowfall on here. Yeah. Nani? I need that sound effect so bad. Oh, we already got one. Okay. Nani?
Nani?
Oh, we gotta put our toxins on. Guys, you're supposed to remind me. Hey, Jay, absolutely. Absolutely. You deserve it. You guys have been through hell and back and stuck it out. I really appreciate all you've done to make this game a reality. Hey, Gingerknot, we are not going to stop either. We are not going to stop until this game is done. But thank you. Thank you for the encouragement. I appreciate that. And yes, as soon as this fight's over, thanks, Mr. Caldershire. I appreciate that. I'll put it back up. I'll just kind of walk through these as we run. Nani? Disregard glide for now. I added that just to demonstrate something a little while back. One of the few little dev-only things I've done on this character just to show something. Oh my goodness. Man, I'm telling you, that Shadowfall cooldown is long. Do it! That's right. Dude, Glorify, no, it's I'm sure it's nice. Yeah, magic page, they are. We need to get them showing up back up here. That's why I keep forgetting that they're off, because I don't see them. And that's a problem. Alright, here we go. Let's keep rolling through these. Got Twin Fangs. Blackjack Kick. Bloodletter. Bloodletter. Shadow Walk. And they're dying fast. What was that? 26 seconds. It's too fast. It's too fast. I'm just now getting in my groove. Bro. I really gotta keybind my, I've got to hotkey my flash bomb. It's the only interrupt or pseudo interrupt I have right now, so having to click it is just not working. Honestly, it's been so long since I've clicked abilities that it's getting to the point in my arc where I'm starting to have like mad respect for people that can play well by clicking. You know? Just getting back into the game. Wait, hold on. Let me actually pay attention on this guy because I can get wrecked quick. Corrosive Brew actually landed. I tell you what. I tell you what. It's like Christmas. It's just like Christmas. I already got one of those. Just getting back into the game. Quit because of life around the engine upgrade. What's up with the community toxicity towards development on the Reddit? Oh. Oh man. Oh my gosh, that's funny. I'm laughing, Versidian. Without exaggeration, today I started today's stream earlier before I had to cut it early with showing my current favorite thread right now on Reddit, which is like, I think it's from today, and it's something like funding has never been the problem. It's been design and leadership or something like that. If you don't know where you're going, how can you get there? And it's one of these mini narratives that's propagated because the game has taken a while to make, because, you know, we've had some missteps along the way. You know, I mean, things that all studios, even professional, you know, studios that have been, you know, shipped several games. Like, and it's funny because you visit, I mean, this is Reddit, right? Like, you don't read Reddit for positivity. You don't read Reddit because you're looking to feel warm and fuzzy. You go to Reddit to hear, number one, the hard, cold truth by prying little tiny bits and pieces of it out of intense doom posting, trolling, and like just the most like it's just anyway. I enjoy Reddit. I enjoy reading Reddit, but you have to just understand what it is. And now, that being said, there are a lot of people that do hate on the game. No question. And there always have been. And that's the part that I think it's easy to forget sometimes, is like, this project has never, at least since I've been around, has never, ever, ever been without hate. People hating on it. And I'll be the first to say, sometimes for very good reason. I mean, there are things that happened with this project preceding me. There are certainly things that have happened since I've been here. And, you know, but at the end of the day, it all comes down, Versity, into what you said, which is, I've played it, and it's the most fun I've had 1 to 20 in a long time. That's what matters. You can say all the things you want to say, some of it having merit, some of it not, but at the end of the day, is there something enjoyable here? That's what matters. And you throw in a healthy helping of like, we're not going to stop until this game is done. This game will get completed. This game is going to launch. Period. Whatever it takes. And I will say this, and you guys can quote me on this, and come back and give me beef if it turns out a different way. But in the next 3 or 4 months, I don't think anybody's going to have a leg to stand on anymore when they try to hate on our game. I just don't. You'll always be able to complain about how long it's taken, and I can't ever blame anybody for that. It is what it is. That's just part of what we'll hear. It's fine. But I think what already just sounds kind of like, I don't know, like you guys are saying, like, what's with all the hate? Like, I don't get it. This is a good game. I think in 3 or 4 months, it's going to be so... It's just not going to make sense anymore at all on any level. So, yep. Yo, Jet City, good to see you. Hey, Joskar. I'm sure you've been here, but I just saw your name. It's good to see you. Yeah, Kyros, exactly. Toxicity? Around Pantheon? What? The bag is up? What? Hey! I just want to see it. I just want to look upon it. There it is. Okay. I might just log off. I'm serious. All right. What bag is it? Good question, Detox. I have aggro. Oh my goodness. That... I passed on the back. Hey, Ron. I do love me some Key and Peele. I do. Okay, Jay, where are we and what are we doing? We are in Halnir Cave. This is for the human side of King's Reach, this continent that we're on. This is kind of the first premier dungeon, kind of big sprawling dungeon. There is a smaller one called the Goblin Caves that it is a bona fide dungeon for sure, but this is kind of the first real like big destination dungeon. And we are hunting for a legendary item known as Ripsmack. Ripsmack. It is off of a rare spawn NPC, and it is a very rare drop. And most people laugh at me for even thinking that I would get one in any reasonable amount of time. It's one of those items that some people have camped for a very, very long time before they got it themselves. But we are here to make history, to become a living legend, one of the few to run around with Ripsmack. And also, for just so you guys know, yes, I can turn off the UI. Yeah. Don't tempt me, because I might just leave it off. As my muscle memory gets better and better with my abilities, I might just leave it off. The other thing that's important to say, and I probably need to put this in the description at some point, this is a solo/group self-found run, meaning that I cannot take any handouts. I can't be given any items except what I myself loot through my solo efforts or in a group. If something drops while I'm fighting in a group, like hopefully this mace will, then and even then it's like I'm gonna roll on it. Like if there's someone else in the group that can use it, I can't just say, hey, it's mine. Like I have to actually win the roll. This is like 100% legit. I'm also avoiding taking any buffs from outside the group. Because I want it to be as natural of an experience as possible. And now let me be clear. Until we address some of the population issues by, you know, consolidating and doing some of the things that we're planning to do, your mileage may vary in terms of playing Pantheon yourself and how easy it is or how difficult it is to get groups. So I don't want to pull any punches there. It can be really difficult, depending on what time you play and whatnot. But on some level, this would represent, like, as the population, you know, grows and kind of surges back up, you know, it should be a lot easier to find groups. TT, can't really speak to that right now. Ooh, 96 damage backstab. That was a nice crit. Nice. Has anyone ever called me Papa Joppa before? Yes. Not outside of Pantheon. Unless my wife will do it sometimes, just with a giggle. But and my oldest son does sometimes too, just as a just to be fun. I love playing this game with the UI off. Are there actually other groups with you doing this quest? Not at the moment. So this is an open dungeon. It's not instanced, so there are other players in here. Well, actually, no, there aren't any other players in here right now. It's just us. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just us. But there could be. And definitely, like, sometimes you have to wait your turn for something or try to get there first. We're not on a quest right now, per se. We're more just kind of targeting a specific NPC that drops a specific thing that we want. I think I remember quest system we're talking about and likened it to Baldur's Gate 3 in terms of decisions missing out on certain options around the time I quit playing. Is that still going to be a part of it? Yes, the perception system. Yeah. Yep. It is indeed. Joppa Joppa. We are on Pixel Quest, indeed. That's where he spawns, right there. That little rascal. Hey, thank you, Roy. All right, I'm getting distracted here. I need to stay focused. Must stay focused. I've actually been getting some pretty solid, like, rogue feedback in YouTube comments, which has been nice. And I read it and I'm like, oh yeah, actually, yeah, that's a really good idea. I should be doing that. I should be doing it. And the monk flop a job. Okay, okay. That one got me. Dude, the XP is flowing. We're gonna be level 15 soon. You know what else I didn't do, guys? I haven't gone to a scroll vendor at all. It's since level 12. So who's going to be the one to tell me, oh, well, then you don't have this. And if you don't have this, then what are you doing? I know. Will you get an updated timeline for the game? Yes. That is one of the things that we are working on. That's a big thing that Neff, our new project manager, is working on, actually. You didn't get Myrtlate at 14? It does 5,000% AoE damage. What? I don't remember putting that ability in the game. Fuso. Myrtlate. Myrtlate. Bro, if you don't have Myrtlate, what are you doing? Who are we doing? We want to get the, you see that clutch interrupt right there? Whoo! I'm telling you what. Nice. Weapons do scale with character size, yes. So my Ripsmack might be more of a pip smack, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Joskar, I think I remember you being one of the ones that was really excited about the desert climate, yeah? How am I doing on damage? These fights. 757 damage? Guys. I think, sorry, I'm just having a moment here because I feel like because I've been doing so much kind of getting the hang of things with the rogue. I guess I'm just still in this frame of mind where I'm not really contributing much. Like, that's really good. That's some good damage. Maybe I shouldn't think so lowly of myself, huh? I'm going to push the wrong button. Cabalist is smoke tricked. Stalker's dead. Cabalist is unhappy. We do have a chanter, so I'm not too stressed. I'm gonna say it again. One of the things I feel like we need so bad is NPC markers. Like if Glorf was like, you know, before we even got started, was like, oh, Alcal, what can I do? Can I do something to help? No. If Glorf was like, okay, I think we were dead, guys. I think we are dead. Ooh, Ravage. Oh no. Oh no. Are we dead? Get some dots on it. Cabalist is like the lowest level, so maybe we should try to take it down, yeah. Ravage. Okay. I mean, I really should be interrupting Ravage too, shouldn't I? Wow. That was intense. What's the difference in playing the game in our pre-alpha dark ages and you're playing the game publicly? I don't know. Pre-alpha dark ages. You're talking about like true pre-alpha, like a while ago? I'm playing right now. I'm playing on the live servers. This is a great question. I'm gonna try my best to answer it. It's a big question. From Himura. Are you worried the old school grinding MMO is dead? And that's going to hurt your player base once the game is full release? This is actually I don't think she ended up including this in the Game Rant article, but I know that she asked this. So this is a definitely a question that I've wrestled with recently. Here's my honest take. Number one, we have heard that concern for years and years and years as Pantheon has been in development. And what we saw, though, with the launch of early access was an enormous response to the game. And I'm talking like a lot of people that had not been following this game, that didn't even know this game existed. As crazy as that is to say. Because for those of us that have been in the world of this game's development for so long, it's like, man, you know, but... And what we saw is exactly what we were aiming for, which is this kind of... Like, Renaissance is probably too big of a word. It's too aggrandized. But this idea that, like, it's been long enough now. And so many of the modern MMOs are the same flavor and the same package. And the overwhelming feedback that we got with early access is that people absolutely fell in love with it. And they hit a point where they're like, okay, you know, content's thinning out. Don't feel like there's, you know, enough to do. And there's a lot of other games to play. And I want to keep things pretty fresh, you know, for 1.0 when it finally launches. And so this is enough. But so that's number one. That makes me say, I think there absolutely is a massive appetite for games like this. Now, that being said, it really comes down to the details, right? Because you can say, well, there's a lot of people that want games like this, so we're just going to import, you know, EverQuest or Asheron's Call or whatever, just full stop into 2025, 2026, whatever, and like it's going to be a grind slog. Hey, Hisser, hold on, pause. Time to get real locked in, guys. Ripsmack literally could be inches away. Are you kidding me? Here we go. We're so locked in. Even Corrupting Brew landed. That's how locked in we are. He's immune. Oh my goodness, we're so locked in. This feeling, guys. This feeling. Come on. Be the one. Somebody loot it. I can't do it. No. Bone ring. Okay. We keep going. We keep going. We go again. We go again. All right. Anyway, so that's number one. But then number two is, how do you actually tweak that to kind of progress things along a little bit to more of a modern palette? And that's the part where you're going to get, you know, a lot of different interpretations, a lot of different opinions. So I'll give you an example. This mace, for example. There is a very high likelihood that I will not get this mace even if I live here, which I kind of am doing. Like, I'm not really progressing this character outside of this camp. Even if I live here until I outlevel this content, there's a really good chance that I might not get it. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. except that you do end up with issues where the people that are really trying to get Ripsmack, they're coming back at much higher levels, and they're camping this when it's, you know, more trivial for them to solo camp until they get it, as opposed to actually being able to get it on the character that, you know, you want it for as you're leveling up. And so I think one of the ways that we can improve on the grind model is by yes, still having things in the game that are just insanely hard to get. That will never change. There will always be items like that in Pantheon, no matter what, because it's just, that's just part of creating like a very, you know, kind of that old school spirited world. But I think, I will say, I think too many of our items are like that. I think too many of our items are like that. I would much rather see, you know, a couple of really good chase items that are more easily like attainable at level as you're making your way through the content, as opposed to like most things just being so rare that you never see it as you're leveling up. Having a couple things like that in these different level ranges, absolutely. Having quite a few things like that, you know, in game, absolutely. But, and I think one of the, I think anyway, I mean, where I feel like we're kind of leaning right now is really in trying to look at the placeholder system as the place where we tweak that. I think the biggest thing right now, I mean, maybe it's a little bit, you know, that Ripsmack, as an example, the drop rate is just a little too low. Maybe that's part of it. But I also think a lot of it is in the how long you can end up waiting for Ripsmack to even spawn, to even get the chance. So I think, you know, if we can potentially smooth and streamline the placeholder system, and I talked about this last time, you know, a couple of options that we're looking at, things like, you know, some kind of a pity mechanic where, you know, every time you get a placeholder, the chance for the actual name to spawn gets a little higher, or things like the placeholder always kind of heralding the next spawn being the boss, so you don't know when the placeholder is going to spawn, but when you do get a placeholder, and that would require like an actual bona fide placeholder, right? Like something that's clearly a placeholder. And then, you know, okay, after this thing spawns, after we kill it, we know the named is going to be the next one to spawn. Those are a couple of examples of just making the chasing of items a little bit more palatable. Because sometimes, yeah, you can be sitting here and it's like, you know, I haven't seen his or spawn in like 8 hours, and it's like, oh, you know, at level 10, at level 12, like, again, so having some items like that, I think that's fine, but I think we need to yeah, it is exciting. It does help with the slog. It breaks it up. It kind of gives that like, oh sweet, you know what to expect. And then if you get lucky on placeholder spawns and it's like, oh, this is sick. I am generally a fan of that idea as an idea. Group markers, please. I need an okay, after this fight I'm doing an assist Glorf macro. It's ridiculous I haven't done that yet. That's on me. That is on me. Big time. Get behind it. I played the game a little while back. It was amazing, and I'm super excited for launch. Love the PvE. What are the intentions for crafting? Will it always be level locked? No. Crafting is shifting to have its own leveling system, which... So you'll be able to progress in crafting and gathering levels independent from adventuring. Yep. Albatross, 10 stream streak, bro. Thank you so much, man. Awesome. Yeah, Sirik, I hear you on that. I do, and it's something I'm excited for us to talk a little bit more about soon, because we do have... There are things that I'm not mentioning yet, because it's just not time yet, that I think will help the slog quite a bit, make things a little bit more exciting and interesting as well. What do you think about leveling equipment? I don't know. What do you mean? Like equipment that like levels up with you, that you have to level up through like wearing it and getting experience while you wear it? That kind of thing? Is instance zones totally out of the question? Yes. In terms of the zone itself, we do plan to instance our raids, the majority of our raids, except for things that are intentionally like open world and meant to be contested. And we do plan to instance our major bosses inside of dungeons, like the rooms that major bosses are in, but we're not going to be instancing the dungeon as a whole. The introduction to that will be a little further down the road, though. Mashup, that was actually a collaborative design effort. Really, the entire design team worked together on that one. Nice, Rory. Yeah. I'm really close to being able to show you guys some updates on swimming. Maybe Wednesday, maybe top of next week. Still TBD, but and it'll still be a work in progress at that point, but be able to show you guys a little bit of some of how it's coming along. Me and my family were playing, and we really like the crafting guild banks, and the ability to share items between everyone so we can do our separate crafts together will be great. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. Our scripted fights in, like the boss in this zone in here. Take a look at the patch notes once we get those up. Chicken nugget. I I guess we're kind of getting close to being able to maybe even think about BRK, huh? Once we get Ripsmack, of course. Of course. I do have boots. Thank you. I already have that, don't I? Yes, I do. Thaumaturge. No. No. I forgot to make the glorf macro. I forgot to make the glorf macro. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Eric, that's for GM only right now, but we are discussing including it during EA. Macro. Macro. Ooh. Nope. Right here. Assist. Glorf. How are my toxins? Good question. They're still there, but I'm going to go ahead and update them while I'm thinking about it. You know? Is the roadmap being reworked with the announcement of the additional funding and hires? Mount taming felt like an odd thing to go before finishing the world, but that's an outside observation. The roadmap that we've released already is not being reworked. There is a new roadmap related to things that are to come beyond that is being worked on currently. And I know there's a lot of people that think the mounts and taming thing is not what we should be doing right now, and I understand that perspective. Oops. But it's kind of the way I think about it is this: you can either get dinged for developing something and incorporating something before people think that you should, or you can get dinged for something feeling tacked on and added too late in the process. And I think long term, it's better to get dinged for potentially doing something too early, but making sure that it's integrated properly and fully and feels, you know, fundamentally a part of the game experience, as opposed to things that feel tacked on. I think things that feel tacked on end up bringing the game experience way down. Yeah, Kuros, that's a big part of it too. Like, we talk all the time about wanting to have horizontal content in the game, and you know, there's lots of different kinds of players out there, and a system like that is really going to go a long way towards starting to step into that. Yeah, Exodarius, absolutely. We have long had plans, and still do, for an additional hotbar that you know, you'll be able to orient how you want, but it'll be kind of a general bar where you can put macros, you can put clicky items, and things of that nature. How often do I stream? P1, I stream every Monday and Wednesday. Today was crazy, and my timing got kind of off due to some meetings and then a couple of IRL things. But typically it's between 11 and 12 Pacific, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Monday and Wednesday. And then I'm looking at probably starting to do like a Friday evening stream as well, most weeks. And then on the YouTube channel, I'm trying to be pretty consistent with shorts and some various things that are kind of easy to miss in the really long streams. Just cutting out some like important points and moments, and then doing a few other longer form stuff on YouTube as well. I want, for whatever my part, I want to really help kind of drive the current momentum, and make sure that, you know, there's that this is just another good way to build up the community even more. And we're I mean, even now we're starting to see a little bit of a surge, you know, in people playing, which is awesome to see, and it's only going to get better. Did I get Ripsmack? Not yet. We've gotten one hiss respawn so far, but not yet. Hey, you bet, Woodpipes. Great question. Yep. Will people be able to have mounts in dungeons? No. And that includes places like Black Rose Keep, for example. So there will be certain areas in Black Rose Keep, probably around the perimeter and various things, where you will be able to ride a mount. But even in outdoor dungeons, we'll kind of define where that ends. So yeah, you won't be able to ride a mount like into Black Rose Keep, or at least past like a certain point in the outskirts. Dude, it's good to see you back, Malcal. Look at this. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this. Oop. Did you guys see that? How much will a horse cost? Well, we'll talk about that soon. Though I will say, taming plays a big role in the mount system. So don't expect it to just be about, you know, buying mounts. Certainly not the good ones. P1, there is a weapon that drops from this rat called Ripsmack. And it is an awesome weapon. And I want it. I want it. Paticus, I can't talk about it yet. But soon, all will be revealed. Soon. Does it glow though? It doesn't glow. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually look really cool yet. It just looks like a spiked mace. But it is really strong. So I don't care. It'll look cool one day. Did I see your question about classes that are meant or capable of soloing at max level, or is every class balanced for grouping content only? No, there will definitely be classes that are capable of soloing at max level. And in fact, you know, with Pantheon, it depending on how somebody chooses to use their mastery, and I don't know if you're familiar with the mastery system or kind of what we've talked about with mastery. Hey, it's Dissy. Thank you so much. Congrats on the funding job. I'm hoping to come back when y'all get closer to 1.0. That's what I love to hear. Awesome. Thanks, it's Dissy. Leveling to max level. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, when it's all said and done, I am confident that every class will be able to could solo their way to 50, yes. And you know, I imagine like how people hear that as soon as that comes out of my mouth, because I mean, obviously people are looking for something very different in Pantheon than the typical solo grind up to max level. So let me just assure everyone that the goal is not to make solo the best and most viable option. So let me say a few things just to clarify. Number one, some classes will be better at soloing than others. So if you are somebody that enjoys soloing, or even dare I say prefers soloing, there will be classes that are better at it than others. And we are making a group-centric game. We are not making a forced grouping game. This is, our playbook is coming, you know, pretty directly from EverQuest, which is a very group-centric game that actually had a very enjoyable and robust soloing side. And we want to capture that. We want soloing in Pantheon to be fun. We want it to feel satisfying. We want, you know, to reward players that are really skilled and what they're able to pull off on their own. I think all of that only adds to the enjoyment that Pantheon can offer. That being said, it is a group-centered game. Grouping will always be the path to the best rewards. Grouping will always be the more efficient path when it comes to like leveling speed and things like that. You know, maybe outside of a couple of edge cases that we haven't, you know, we're not planning for. But the goal will be, you know, to make sure that groups and the bonuses that come from grouping and even, you know, being in a full group, that those are substantial, because we do want to encourage grouping. If we're going to encourage something, we want to encourage grouping. I love soloing. I enjoy soloing. I enjoy grouping as well, but I want a meaty soloing experience. But when I'm really ready to lock in and like I want to focus on levels, or I really want to go for like the creme de la creme item, or, you know, some crazy epic quest or things like that, I'm gonna have to find other people. And those will be welcome in grouping content as well for people who like to do both. What does that mean? Hey, Gratz. Who dinged? Comments. Glorf. Hey, Gratz, Glorf. Hasio, your best bet right now would be to roll a tune on Stormona as the newest server, and as far as like any new servers coming, we'll do an announcement on that when we're ready. I can't say anything just yet. Any plans to circumvent boxing at lunch? Nothing concrete right now, other than to say the kind of the leading thought at the moment would be to yeah, I really don't want to say too much about that. I think an option that is worth exploring is potentially having servers that are boxing friendly, while having true box servers essentially as well, where boxing is prohibited. That's what I would like to see, because if people love boxing and they want to buy a bunch of accounts and all that, like, I don't necessarily want to say no, you can't do that. I just want it to be in an environment where it's not going to detract from the true box experience. Because I like knowing that when I see people in the world, that it's people that are actually there, There's just something about that for me that breaks my immersion. It breaks my immersion, my fragile immersion. All right, assist Glorf. Come on, opportunity. Build. Thank you. Ooh, that's a nice round. Got a Cyrachnid here. I got it. Another ding. Was that comments again? Oh, he must have just dinged. Or he must have dinged 11 a while back. Yeah, he's 12 now. Okay, cool. Congrats. No, boxing is when a single person has multiple accounts and is playing multiple characters at one time. What happened to Ground Scout? I don't know. If there's a problem with it, it's probably a bug. It wasn't removed. Some people love playing in an MMO by themselves. Because it's different than a single player game. It's different. Like I said, I can really enjoy soloing. I don't like doing it all the time, but I like it from time to time. Oh, you're talking about boxing. Yeah. Okay. I get you now. Yeah. Well, and I think it's a power fantasy thing. I think there's something that players really love about that, the whole like self-sufficiency arc and like, you know, not depending on other people. And so when they want to go camp Ripsmack, for example, they don't have to put a group together. And that's obviously exacerbated when you've got, you know, some of the population fragmentation stuff. But I think there's kind of a power fantasy to it. I get it. I mean, it takes me back to some of the EQ-EMU experiences I've had where boxing, I think there was one, was it the easy server, where it was like you were basic, it was about boxing, like that's how you actually were expected to play the server. And that was fun, you know, for what it was. Boom. I totally whiffed on that. Come on. $621 damage. Woo! Come on, Hisser. Jerksy, I hope you're right. So wait, are we... Yeah. Stock over here. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Boom. No, it won't be as powerful as it was in EQ. There'll be a little bit of reduction in power of the NPC when it's charmed. Hisser! Okay, guys. It's time. We're locking in. We're doing the mushroom. The mushroom shadowfall. Because, you know, We are so locked in right now. Dude. No. 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 Hey, Velkins. Good to see you. Sorry you had to see me like this. Wow. I knew that was it. I knew it. I had a feeling. And it was wrong. It was the wrong feeling. Wow. Somebody dinged. It wasn't Ripsmack though. Ripsmack didn't ding. Man. Oh. Now imagine that after 80 hours. Yeah. And the truth is, like, we're right at the beginning of this, right? We're right at the beginning of this. They're not fake emotions. They're not. Like, I know how rare it is. I'm choosing to believe that it's going to be different for me because, you know, this little thing called hope. And yeah, I'm just at the beginning of my arc, guys. Like this is nothing. How many hits are? So we've had 2 tonight, and I think we had 3. We had 2 or 3 last time. So we've only had like 4 or 5 hissers. That's nothing. That ain't nothing. So we keep going. Because you know what is happening? This experience is trucking along. We're almost level 15. And I'm kind of tempted. Well, I don't know. I need to refresh myself on what I get at 14. If I get anything at 15. We're not giving up, chat. I was just taking a breather. Just a short little quick breather. Needed to catch my breath. Dang. Man, I get a lot of dangs. "24 War Scouts, Dwarf Man." Whew. That's a lot. I'm trying to think of, I think it was, so I can tell you immediately the 2 worst EverQuest item camps in my memory. The first one, and you guys might laugh at this, but the first one was the imp skin gloves in Sale. Oh my goodness. I don't even remember what the name of that Drake was, but I could not even get the thing to spawn. I think it was like 24 hours or close to that I camped that thing and saw the Drake, I think, once. That was terrible. That was terrible. The other one was the Ruby BP. That was also terrible. That was 72 hours straight, pretty much. It wasn't quite 72, but it was close. That one was rough. That one was rough. And that, let me just say, that was on P99 after their anti-idle camp update. So that's nearly 72 hours with every 15 minutes clicking a dialogue box. That was awful. That was awful. $200 hours for the Frenzy Ghoul at FPSS? Wow. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna be channeling my Brian Regan here of my well, that totally beats my two wisdom tooth tail. That's a long time. 200 hours. Jay, we're in How Near Cave. We're camping the fabled item called Ripsmack, which drops from Hisser the Wretch. Detox needs to head out soon. Dang, another ding. Nice, Alinar. Was that you? Comments. Oh, maybe it was Malcow. Well, I shouldn't say mythical because one of our item categories is actually mythic. That's not what I meant. Just more like the legend, like, well, I shouldn't. The very hard to get item. Alinar. Okay, nice. Congrats, Alinar. Congrats. Ooh, that was awesome. 180 plus damage Shadowfall into a 120 crit damage backstab. My sweet Christmas. That was awesome. Dodger, yeah, 100%. I am hoping, and we are working to try and capture that same world feel, because I agree it was second to none. So it sounded like we don't really get anything too crazy at level 14 or 15, so it seems like the consensus might be to chill and not feel the need to go back. I want to look it up though. I'm gonna look it up. Let's see. Elixir of opportunity. Ooh, elixir of opportunity would be sick. Unstable mixture. Flash trap. Opportunism. Deceptive strike. Huh. All right, what are we doing? I'm here. I'm back. Here we go. Creas. Creas. Whew, sometimes these mobs just melt. Just melt. We've seen this dungeon so much. Can you make your way up to the Orc Snow Camp? Yeah, once I get a little higher level. Yes, indeed. Jacob says, I'm not sure it's been addressed here, but do you have other things to do besides grind mobs? I'm interested in playing, but not sure what it has to offer at this point. Great question. And I know it can definitely seem, you know, that way through watching a lot of the gameplay footage. And the truth is, at this stage right now, that is really a lot of what there is to do. Now, the key there, though, is that the kind of game that we're making, being a classically spirited game like this, we are leaning into that, you know, group-centric, you know, kind of more grindy game. It's not a quest hub game where you're going from quest hub to quest hub. But what I can also say is, as the game continues to develop, one of the things we want to do more of is more quest content, with some quests that do have, you know, pretty nice experience return. We have an extremely robust crafting and gathering system that we're developing out. We've got a whole kind of unique approach to story and quests in the game called the perception system. A lot of, you know, we've got a freeform climbing system with a lot of kind of exploration and discovery elements, faction. There's, and I'm just rattling things off the top of my head, but these things are working their way into the game experience. So if you started playing today, a lot of what you would be experiencing is, you know, one of the key loops of the game, and I think one of the really strong points of the game right now, which is the combat, the character progression, the group play, and then you would be slowly seeing these other elements, you know, come more and more into play over time. So, great question, though. You highly recommend the spider camp up the hall? Okay. I hear there's a pretty nice dagger. Fang of the Shade Spider. Haven't played for a few months. What's changed? What has changed? There's been performance optimizations. There's been the addition of new content with Black Rose Keep. We are on the verge of releasing another round of content. 2 months, you probably were here, I believe, back when you probably saw Ash Breathers and the Scorched Trenches release. There have been some additional class developments. We've got a big update for the Wizard coming out soon, and for the Summoner following that. And then we've got a heck of a lot of things coming down the pike. Oh, oh man. Oh my. $25% more brown. Rain, yes. The yeah. The current. Oh no, the placeholder is a placeholder. Now see see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, you hear, oh, it's the placeholder, and right now the only thing left on the other side of that is the soul crushing realization that you just got to keep waiting. If we knew that, okay, we got the placeholder, we know next spawn's gonna be Hisser, that would feel good. That would feel good. It doesn't mean that, you know, it's gonna drop, of course, or anything like that. It's just like, okay. That, I think that could go a long way towards like spicing up the camping. Anyway, Rain, you are 100% correct. The experience rewarded from most of our quests right now is not a lot. And that makes doing a lot of them feel kind of meh, or very meh. So that is something we are reviewing. Well, with the way that our quests are, I'm not even as opposed really to them having a reasonable XP reward, you know? I don't think that's a bad thing. They're not, yeah, we're not going to do quests as the primary leveling mechanic or anything like that. Like in something like WoW or whatever, but I do think the quests that you do, having a nice bump is good, depending on what they are. Some quests, you know, might only be faction oriented, and it's just about grinding that faction, and you know, it's okay for things like that for the experience gain to be pretty tiny. But yeah, Jacob, I'm glad to hear that, because the inspiration for Pantheon is drawn probably most heavily from a fusion of EverQuest in its classic heyday and World of Warcraft in its classic heyday. And we're kind of trying to pioneer that third path. You know, if we could go back to when WoW released, and instead of embracing everything that WoW did, embracing some of the things that WoW did that introduced amazing, you know, polish and feel and quality of life and combat depth and class expression and all these things, but maintain and keep some of the pillars of the classic MMORPG experience that EverQuest excelled in. Things like highly social game, challenge, you know, that is married with the risk of death and the penalty of death. You know, kind of the non-instanced and non-linear approach to progressing through the game and the game world. That's really what we're doing. That is what we're doing. We are still in early access, yes, and we do still have, I would say, you know, what we, I think you should bank on is at launch, we are most likely going to have, I'm saying most likely just because, again, guys, I have to be careful with how I phrase some of this stuff. You know, it's, and I understand it, you know, I understand why, but I think it would, what we have said is there will most likely be a wipe when the game launches. And I don't like having to say most likely because I think there absolutely needs to be one, but just keeping, being as safe as I can be with how I word things. But I absolutely believe that there needs to be a wipe at 1.0 and everybody start fresh. And that's certainly where I land. And I'm pretty confident. I mean, I'm, for all intents and purposes, I'm completely confident that that's what we're going to do. I'm just, again, I'm just trying to be as careful as I can be with how I word things. But the other thing to keep in mind too is because it's EA, like it, you know, we've said from the beginning that we also maintain that it's possible we could need to wipe more than that. And so, you know, you kind of have to come into experiencing the game understanding that while we're in EA early access, there is the possibility of at least one wipe at launch and even the potential for more than one. Because right now, the most important thing right now is making sure that when we do hit 1.0, that the game is completely ready for that. And that's the phase that we're in. Dude, Rain, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to hear you say that. I'm really glad. Because I am too. And it's gonna be really special. A really special area. There's a lot of stuff in that area. Stuff that you guys can't even comprehend yet. Like, it's gonna be so cool to talk about. And for you guys ultimately to see it. Yo, Decos. Thank you. The tier 1 and the 11 months of support. Ecos, thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate that. Yeah. Jacob, that's actually another really important, I think, hallmark of classic MMORPGs or the classic era, where even, you know, WoW Classic, like they had very bespoke items, very iconic items that you remember to this day. I think they did a reasonably good job of that. And then certainly EverQuest did as well. So we're looking to achieve that same feel also. Come on, Hisser. Come on. You know you want to spawn. Okay. That's a great point, Bearcidian. That's another thing that WoW did super well, yeah. And I think we will as well. I think we're already doing that. I mean, I think that, you know, we have to incorporate a lot of that lore into the game still, but if you're familiar with it, it's really good. The lore that we have floating around. We are so close to dinging. So close. Milkale. Hey, man, thank you so much for the prime. Thanks, Milkale. Or Malkale. Not male kale. What am I saying? Malkale. Goodness gracious. Is this a deep dive dungeon? It is. It's yeah, it's pretty big. And has a pretty sizable level range as well. In terms of the level of the NPCs in here. So you can be our level, you can be a little bit lower level actually than we are and get started in here, and then it goes up. And you could ride it really all the way up to the mid-20s into the high 20s, 30, if you really wanted to milk it. Really happy to hear Pantheon is going to get the loving it truly deserves. Thank you. Cheers. Cheers to you as well, Decos. Hey, congrats on the funding. I'm really excited to see this game moving forward. Nice. Thanks, OMG. Again, Ricky, curious, what do skill ups and spellcasting do without fizzling? Right now, they pretty much govern your chance to hit. So, well, let me walk that back. It is tied to your chance to hit with spells, but it's kind of like right now it's really just serving as like a catch-up mechanism. So to have your best base chance to hit a target with a spell, you need to make sure that that spell is skilled up all the way for that level. Now, ask me that question again once we're ready to start talking about mastery. Because, oh my goodness. You know? Hey, level 15. Yeah! You did 40 to 44 all in South Karana. Ooh! That's a lot. That's a long time. What did you do in South Karana? So let me think about that for a second. I don't know how you did level 4 in South Karana. That I don't know what you would be fighting at level 4. Huh. Just let him play the game. If he wants to be in South, let him be in South. Hey. Yeah. By all means. You can really feel the positive momentum the community VR have since the funding announcement. I feel it too. We feel it too. Yeah. And like I keep saying, like, guys, this is the tip of the iceberg. Really good one, really important one. This is kind of setting the stage, but it's just the tip of the iceberg. You will know, as much as you guys have come to appreciate like how difficult it was for me to keep the funding stuff kind of under wraps. You will come to appreciate all that is kind of being held back right now. And it's good stuff. New ability, Deceptive Strike. Okay. Give me that tooth. Let's check this out. Deceptive Strike. Deals minor damage to the target and creates a state based on your current primary weapon. Piercing creates light bleed for 30 seconds. Slashing creates stun. Ooh, light bleed. So should this take... Do we want to switch this out? Get a little more bleedy bleed? The Wall, thank you so much for the Prime sub. Thank you. Thank you for the 11 months of support as well. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Cyrachnid. Yeah. Who are my partners in group tonight? Well, we have a couple of regulars. Alinar playing Alwiz We got Glorf playing Glorf. And Malkale is actually has taken a break from Pantheon, I think, for a little bit, but really cool to see him back and playing again. But Malkale is somebody in the community as well, like in the stream. And Malkale also is a streamer in his own right. And then we've got Comets, Detox earlier, who had to leave, and Comets, who I don't know, but they are just Pantheon peeps playing along. Does Scar throw gang signs when they speak of the Nine God? I don't think so. I don't think so. You'd have to ask our lead writer, J.N. Gerhardt, though, to know for sure. But I know they are not fond of the Nine God, and whatever they do, they it's not out of fondness. I know that. Oh, there's a few skellies. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even know that. I don't remember scaly ruins. Scaly ruin. PH. Whoa. That's not what I wanted to play. No. Oh well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's a PH. Scar's your favorite race? Nice. Where are we at with factions working a bit more cohesively? We have not started the effort of making them work more cohesively. It is something still in the realm of to be done. I don't know how I feel about... So, I like having this bleed, but... Oh, I know what I'm going to do. Boop. And then we are bringing Hidden Swing back. I like having Hidden Swing there as just a DPS filler. Okay. Oh yeah. There's definitely a lot more to come with character customization. Hold still. Curious what our damage is going to be like on this fight. This is without Shadowfall. $673. Okay. That's really good. Sometimes I wonder if Shadowfall And maybe this is what kind of the general feedback has been, like with Shadowfall specifically, some of the criticism of Shadowfall, because I wonder if the time that it, as hard as it hits and as good as it feels to land one, I wonder if the setup for it and the cooldown and everything, and just how long you have to wait to kind of like between Sinister Strikes, build back up for Shadowfall, and then make sure that you've got enough opportunity for Bloodletter and potentially for Corrosive Brew and all that. Ouchie. How dare you? I don't know. I just wonder sometimes if it was better just to kind of buckle in and immediately go right into your main stuff. Because I mean, again, I did over 700 damage. I mean, 701 damage there, that fight, without even using Sinister Strikes or Shadowfall. So I'm wondering if the play actually is to pop Sinister Strikes, go right into a backstab, and then just do everything from there. Maybe Shadowfall, as much as I love Shadowfall, I kind of love setting it up for that opening. It seems like it's just, it takes you out of the fight too long. So here we go. We're going to try it this way this time. The way I just described. Right into the backstab, and then we're just chilling. Here we go. We didn't even, we could have dropped a trap, I guess. $613 damage. I don't know. I don't know. That's actually something I'd like to try a little bit more is food, and I know food can be a real game changer. I mean, we're like super, well, not super bare bones right now. We kind of are though. But I know I've heard people say food really does a lot, makes a big difference. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I can be happy with that. Do I like the most recent version of BRK? I do. Very much. Very much. C1N, 1C, or Cynic. This is my, yeah, I apologize for pronouncing your name without recognizing what it was. Wow. I actually spent a lot of time talking about that on the last stream. Like, we've got a lot of cleaning up to do. for sure. I have a similar issue with it myself. I'm on Stormona. What's different? Oh, Jay. So yeah, I forgot. You were asking earlier about like pre-alpha 1. So you're coming from like an OG perspective. It is a lot different. My goodness. I mean, it might be easy for me to not remember exactly what it was like back then. I mean, was that even... PA1 was like 2016, right? That's like... I think that was before even like Avenger's Pass had its first major overhaul. That was a long time ago. So yeah, a lot's changed. I mean, the layout's changed. The level range has changed. The whole like look and feel and like aura and ambience of the zone's changed. It now has a whole huge... It's really its own zone. It has like a huge chasm down below it. You know, the Black Rose is like an entity. Oh, 2018. Okay, so... Okay. Now I'm placing where you remember it from. Or what state it was in. Okay. So the layout is still different. The current keep is much bigger. When you I mean, the keep itself is bigger, and then all the outskirts of the keep and kind of the wooden and battlements and construction of various things, like it's much bigger just as a dungeon overall. Level range has changed a little bit. But I would say, in some ways, more importantly, it looks much more like lived in now. It looks like a more lived in, true keep that's occupied and kind of active, with lots of, you know, soldiers living there. It also, so back then, the 2018 Black Rose Keep, that was still pre-AVP overhaul, because it was pre-Houdini, and so there was no chasm. It was its own zone, but it was kind of like that was before we had like a day-night system. There was a lot different back then. Why though? Well, there's a couple of reasons for the why, and if the why question is like, why did anything change? It changed, number one, because it was too close to Thronefast with the way the world was set up pre-Houdini. Because remember, we went through that whole gray boxing phase with Houdini to get to the kind of the world layout that we have now. And one of the things we did back then was we realized, not only ourselves, but there was a ton of player feedback as well, that the world just felt too small. There wasn't... everything was way too close together. There wasn't any real sense of travel or arrival. Like, I've traveled a long way to get here or there. So that was one big part of it. We did the gray box pass on the keep, and then that's where we did set it into its current environment, where it was on top of a huge chasm that was sprawling down below with lots of like rock tors and outcroppings and things. So we actually we're able to realize more of what we wanted in terms of the layout of the keep and where it sits and its relationship to the chasm and the Aradola and its connection to the Silent Plains and the maze and all this stuff. Like, it's kind of realizing everything that we wanted for it. It's a huge triumph, really, of realizing something really special with that area. Yeah. Appreciate the vulnerability of being a dev and playing a live stream. There are a lot of people out there that want to give grief for little reason, but I truly enjoy playing the game and look forward to seeing the game expand and grow. Awesome. Samwise, thank you so much. Really appreciate you being here. What are my thoughts on Pantheon? Well, I'm on some level I'm always going to be a little biased because I am a dev on the game, so I try not to avoid being critical of the game. I definitely can be. There's a lot of places we need to improve, but yeah. But I like it. I like what it is. I like where it's going. Very much. What I really want, though, is this weapon to drop. That's what I want. Pantheon, if you want to make me happy, do you know what you need to do? You need to spawn Hisser, and you need to drop the Ripsmack. It's that simple. It really is that simple. Oh. More cabo is the only solution. Yeah, I mean, it's true. When you really get down to it. Yeah. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Versidian. I'm sure that it is. It would be refreshing. It would be refreshing for me to hear and see too, because I mean, a lot of it's. I'm sure a lot of my pain points and gripes are probably shared with you guys. I mean, honestly, a lot of this process has been like experiencing for myself a lot of the pain points that you guys have often mentioned. Come on. No, sir. Do it again. Roll it again. Server. Roll it again. It's another placeholder. If you couldn't guess. Oh yeah, Ting Jing. Yeah, that's going to make a pretty big difference when the toxic climate is more thoroughly applied to this place. Pretty big indeed. Osiris, I don't know. I want to say the Ripsmack is harder. Just based on kind of osmosis through hearing players talk about it. Oops. Whoops. Sorry. Sorry. I am breaking stuff left and right. We want to root it again? What do we want to do? Hold on. Let me smoke trick it. Smoke trick, smoke trick. Oh my sweet Christmas. I think we're dead. We're dead. These guys better watch out. Oof. Oh yeah, the Blade of Carnage. That's a really hot one. I know people are really searching for that one often. Grim. Hello, Grim. Crim. Excuse me. Crim. Not Grim. Crim. No talk of dyes on the gear. No talk. How many climates do I want in total for 1.0? Well, we've already got 1, 2, and I know of. I can tell you right now the presence of 5 of the 6 of them between what we already have and areas that we are that are like definite areas that will have 3 of the other ones. Whether we will have all 6 in, I don't know yet. Why do I have to rub my hands like an evil mastermind? What are you talking about? I don't do that. Kick a leak, I don't do that. With the climates, there's an acclamation along with the runes too, right? Like the longer you're there. Yep. There is. There is. What? I don't know. I don't know why I do this. I don't know. I don't even know that I'm doing it. It's, you know. I guess I do it a lot more than I even realize. Man, sprinting is still so... Well, oh, hey, I can get my... No, I can't. Bummer. Hey, there's the wild spell. I'll go ahead and get my faction right here. Hello there. Hello. They don't even know I'm here. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Order of Lightning. That's what it is. The Order of Lightning. All right. Me and Bolt are homies now. We're good. We're good. Is the Lucent tree in any way related to Sorhirith? No, the Lucent tree is related to Fairtail. It is the centerpiece of the Elven city. Hey, sprint's up to 39 now. Was it? Were you guys saying at one point that sprint is the one that doesn't feel like it changes anything much as you level it up? Because I feel like I'm a lot faster. I hit harder than my 38 monk than your 38 monk? No, I don't. There's no way. I did a critical damage backstab for 109. Now that Shadowfall though. I'm just saying. That was pretty juicy. That was a pretty juicy Shadowfall, I'm not gonna lie. Dangle Wangle. Dangle Wangle. And lo, it was known in the land of King's Reach there lived a wizard of high renown and wizened, sage-like girth. He was known among the peoples as Dangle Wangle. Yes. And he oft stood aura farming outside of Halnir Cave, waiting for young passers-by. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break to go get a drink of water. I will be right back. Chair, you see Dangle Wangle, let him know. What? Right in the middle of that? Bro. Be right back. All right. He's back! Dangle Wangle's back! Nice. You are famous, Dangle Wangle. In fact, my youngest son was standing in here after when I was doing that last little run there, and then as soon as I got up, he's like, Dad, who's Dangle Wangle? And I got to tell him. I was able to tell him. That's awesome. Oh, Dangle Wangle. We will never forget. Never. Leslie Nielsen. Oh, man, I love me some Leslie Nielsen. My goodness. Yeah. Yeah. He kind of repeated back to me some of what I was saying. I forgot something very important? Okay, good. What did I forget? Oh, flying kick. Yes. Farewell, Dangle Wangle. Thank you for gracing us with your legacy. Hey, Rainhaw. One second. Okay. Does this world have, or will it have, a big baddie like Sauron? Probably, like, trying to think of the best way to phrase it. It's... Yeah, and there's a lot of things, like, lore-wise, I'm not even gonna get close to talking about. But I would say it's more like this world has many, like several, lots of them. Lots of them. Was this... We just never killed this placeholder originally, right? Like, it didn't respawn again, right? Toxins, Wolfgar, thank you. Yes. Yes. Okay. Oh, flying... Yeah, yes. Yes. Flying kick. Yes. I'm assuming you're envisioning flying kick much like the EverQuest flying kick, right? Because you kind of have You kind of do have like a jumping, like like a spinning jump kick. But you're talking about like the flying side kick, right? That's what you're envisioning. Yeah. Like EQ. That was a pretty iconic kick. One of the most iconic things I remember, if that's even the right way to describe it, from EQ, that just kind of like, I don't know, gripped me, man. There's a lot of things coming back to me now, but there was a period of time I remember where I was going hard on my cleric, and I had gotten to probably like the late teens, I think. And I remember, you guys have probably had similar experiences to this, where there were a couple of people that I remember from different groups or seeing in different areas that I kind of got familiar with their name. And I was the kind of person that was always doing like a who all to check what people's levels were, to see where they were at, and if I was like staying caught up with everybody. And there was this one dwarf cleric I remember that I even remember getting higher level than he was, where I think it was like late teens, maybe early 20s. And I remember he was still in kind of the mid-teens. And then a little thing happened that a lot of us like to call alt-itis, where I mentioned this, I think, in the other stream, where I started seeing like necromancers and druid. Like one necromancer in particular and this one druid in particular in Kazakul, where I had been just starting to kind of like get a group and level up a little bit, doing this crazy solo stuff. I was like, man, that seems really cool. I'm gonna make a necromancer, and then I'm gonna try a druid, and then, you know, all these different characters. And one day I did a little, I mean, it wasn't like a long time I was doing that, but probably a couple weeks. And I hop back on my cleric, who's still low 20s, and this dwarf cleric is now in his late 20s. And I felt a tinge of jealousy. Just a tinge. Fast forward another couple of days. I'm running through North Row, and I'm about to hit the zone line, and I see this dark elf doing what I came to understand later was the intimidation skill kind of animation loop. And I saw the guy do a flying kick, a dark elf. And I was like, wait a second. Dark elves can't be monks. What's going on here? So, of course, I messaged him. It's like, hey. And keep in mind, I'm like 15 at the time. 16. I'm like, hey, what's going on? Like, you're a dark elf. Why are you doing flying kicks? What's going on? And he explained to me, well, there's this item called the Guise of the Deceiver. Learned about it. A few days later, I'm in Kazakh trying to find a group. I run into the courtyard. I see a group in the corner behind the tree or near the tree. And I realize they have a cleric. It's a little dwarf. And the little dwarf cleric stands up and turns himself into a dark elf. In what might have been the ultimate flex that has ever been. And in that moment, I regretted making alts so hard because I was ahead of him. That could have been me. And I don't even want to talk about when I started seeing, you know, rubicite pieces showing up on him. He went on to become a pretty, like, prestigious cleric in one of the raiding guilds on Prexis. And then the rest is history. I was too young. I think I was too young. I just didn't have that, like, lock in, you know, go hard, raid. Back then, I just, yeah. Who's the winner now? I don't know. I don't know. It could be me. I know that I never got a single piece of rubicite on my cleric. I never got a single piece of rubicite on any character until P99. That was the first time that I look at Chonkers. I think I can look at Chonkers. What are you doing, Chonkers? Oh, is that for me? Okay, thank you. We are very weird, Ghost, yes. MMOs are weird, and so are we. So are we. It's a microcosm of real life, though, in a way, you know? Was I still playing on Praxis Late Kunark Early Velius? Yes. Actually, no, wait. No. I take that back. I think we had moved to Sullen Zeke at that point. Because that's where I spent a ton of time, was on Sullen. Dodger, right? Story of my life. It could have been me. How dare you? How dare you get a guise of a deceiver? Not me. Prexis was your server too? Nice. Yeah, we started our very first server, and I say our as in like my friend group at the time that we played EQ and actually played quite a few MMOs together. We started on very first one was the Wraith server, the Wraith, just for a little bit. Because Prexis actually came up pretty early, and we saw it was a new server because the Wraith was like an old server at that point. So we jumped to Prexis, and then we did Sullen. I think that was Sullen that we did after that, and then we did like Tholix Pyales or whatever, however you say it, after Sullen. Oh, whoops. Wrong one. I am a fool. I apologize. Bristlebane. Nice. Povar. Hey, what's up, Code Man? Hoover. Kazik with the tier 1. Thank you so much, my friend. That's awesome. That's where your guildies from UO went? I gotcha. 1 strength, 1 con. Oh my. I think I want to wear those. I think. I don't know. What do you guys think? Grix! Thank you, Grix. Grix with the tier 1. Kazakh with the 12 months of support. Grix with 6 months of support. Hail and well met. Congrats on the new funding. And PM. Onward and upward. Onward and upward indeed. Grix, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Any work on macro hotkeys? Not yet. I will be... Well, I don't mean this when I say it. I'm exaggerating, but I will come onto the stream wearing glow sticks and all kinds of other forms of hoopla whenever that time comes. Is this going to give me... what do these look like? Ooh, I like it. I like that better than the little shawl. Hoopla. Good. Hoopla's good. It's good to have a little hoopla now and then. Just a little. Wolfgar, that's a great point. You know what? You know what? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't as locked in as I thought I was. Oh wait, there are 2 people on Praxis. Stream Crush and Liren. Nice. Praxis representing. Which server and era did IP99 in? Good question. Wait, what? What happened? Malkel, what? Are you taking notes for your cleric playing Joppa? Oh, because you saved us? Okay. Okay, listen.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Come on now. I know we played on blue. I'm trying to think when that was. Man, I don't even remember. I don't even remember when blue came out. But we got on green as soon as it launched when it was teal. So we... See, now I'm even forgetting that. I know we played on teal, but I can't remember if teal and green both existed and then they were both merged into just green. I think that's what it was. But we played on teal and then rode the merge. And that's why, so one of my big, like, oh, teal came after green. Okay. So yeah, I was getting it. That's right, because green was so overpopped, okay. Yes. I didn't start until teal came up. Played on teal, merged with green, and I remember on teal, that's when I was like, okay, I have never... Yeah, Malka, I know. I'm just messing with you too. I am definitely not super locked in at the moment. One of my bucket list things in EQ was I wanted to get a full set of Rubicite. I had never gotten it. That's what I was talking about. Like I never got Rubicite. Never got Guys the Deceiver. There were a lot of things I never got, and one of the things I really wanted to do bucket list was that. And so when I started playing on teal, that was my goal. I want to get full Rubicite, and I did. I actually still have the the full set. I should probably get on. I need to make sure I still have the like account information for that account. But yeah, I like had everything I wanted. I ended up with my ogre. I think I put it all in an ogre shaman with the guys of the deceiver. So I've got like, I didn't get a mana stone. That is one thing I didn't get, but I got the guys of the deceiver and full rubicite, and that was like my. I need to accomplish this to kind of feel like I did something there. AK. Yo, thank you so much for the tier 1 and the 9 months, my friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was watching your stream the other night when someone asked, should I come back and play? And I just appreciate how real you are to this community. Instead of answering quickly and with no thought, you literally waited like 3 minutes. Some people, well, I appreciate that you appreciate that. Some people are like, man, does this dude know how to like speak with any kind of pacing? You literally waited 3 minutes to be as honest as you could. Thank you for doing what you do, brother. Much respect. Hey, thank you, AK. I appreciate that big time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My approach, as much as I can, is it's actually, I think, what helped me when I was teaching high school a lot. And that is just like people are smarter than you think. They pick up on things. Like I think for the most part people can tell when you're being genuine versus not, and so I've just found it's always better to just try to be as real as possible, and it gets me in trouble sometimes, but yeah, I think it's good. You had a friend that spent 90 hours on the Rubicide BP list. I was just talking about it earlier, how that was the hardest camping experience I have ever done, was camping the Ruby BP on green or teal. Because it was after they had implemented the, I guess the waitlist thing. And so you had that dialogue box that you had to hit over and over and over again. And it was almost, I think it ended up being like right at 70 hours for me. After waiting, which I didn't have to wait super long, to be fair, to get my turn, but on top of waiting to get my turn and then 70 friggin' hours of pushing that little button every 15 minutes to get that thing. Oh my goodness. Well, we appreciate this community too. Like, I hope you guys know that. Yeah, we would not be where we're at. We wouldn't be able to celebrate these victories and have all, I mean, you know, yeah, it goes both ways. Much respect, much appreciation for this community as well. Better to be in trouble than to be fake. I agree. I do. It's why I don't, you know, one of the reasons why I don't stress out a lot when it comes to the negativity and stuff is because I live life with pretty much the full expectation that, like, for the most part, the stuff that's real will ultimately flow to the surface eventually. And if you've got something to hide, that sucks. But if you don't, then whatever the narrative may be, whatever the flavor of the month or flavor of the day narrative is, what's real and what's true is almost always going to become clear. And so I just, you know, that's why I say things like the proof's in the pudding, and you know, what really matters is when we get to this point and this point, because it's just those, you know, over time and in time, things are going to be clear. And, you know, okay. Woo. All right. Lock in. Come on now. Okay. You're celebrating by playing the game and killing skellies as we speak. That's what I like to hear. Guys, my wife just stepped in to let me know that the food that she graciously made for me is ready. So this is actually perfect timing. If it's another ring, stop it, spider. Stop. Malkel, why are you taking so long? Bro. What are you doing? Yo! Yes! Yes! Woo! Oh, man! Are you kidding me? Oh, my goodness! Oh. Oh my goodness. All right, okay. It's not no drop. I'm looting it. No, my inventory, hold on. Get out of here. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right. Does anyone need Ripsmack? Oh my gosh. Are you serious? Dude. Wait, not that. I don't, just anything. Get out of there. You. Okay. Dude, Malcolm, that delay. You. Bro. All right. Okay, here we go. The moment. Guys, we did it. We freaking did it. Let's go. Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, my goodness. That feels so good. All right, we need a few little kind of like ceremonial moments here where I don't have waylay on my bar. Waylay, where? There. Okay. Oh, man. We got it. That's so cool. I am so happy about that. Oh, my gosh. Wow. Wow. That's awesome. Guys, thank you for this group. Like, very cool. Very cool. I would totally have rolled on it. If somebody else needed it, we would have been rolling. For sure. And in fact, however much further we go here and you know, whatever on these characters and all that, like that's the policy. We're playing for realsies. Oh my goodness, we got it. Wow. I feel incredibly lucky to have gotten that because I know there's a lot of people that took a lot longer. That's awesome. What is my skill at? Crushing. Okay, so that's, I mean, it's good timing too, because I think even in the next patch, I'm pretty sure that Waylay is getting a little buff to make it a little more on par with, to try and get it on par with Backstab. So, for you Waylay rogues out there, it's a good time. Oh man, I'm so pumped. Wow. Man. I don't know, Father Doom, I don't know. I was definitely to the point where I was like, I don't know. I knew that, well, like I said, my food, I don't care if it gets a little cold, but it's like that was going to be kind of the last hurrah. And it was like, okay, well, we can do one more, part 3 of this, and by the time part 3 is over, then I probably would be starting to outlevel this area. So, dude, that was awesome. Get the Griffin sword next. We do. I tell you what, this all started back, I think whenever I hit 8 or 9 or 10, something like that, and was asking you guys, okay, like what's the chase item? What should I be going for right now? And there were several suggestions, but Ripsmack kind of floated to the surface. And so now, what's the next one? Is the next one going to be Dude. Oh, man. Oh, yeah. You suggested Malco? Nice. That's right. I remember that. Should we keep, like, kind of crawling through here and try to do... I mean, Harathana is pretty tough. It's going to be a little bit before... I'm not doing Totem next. No. I can't. No. I don't think I can handle that. But I was thinking Fang of the Shade Spider. I don't know. I don't know if I trust enough in streamer luck to go for the totem. That one is tough. Tough. Wow. Guys. Oh my goodness. That was so cool. Yeah, I'm sure. Now the Galdassi necklace. That one has been suggested, and in fact, there's a really nice rogue concealment item in the Galdassi ruins, and I know I would love to get over to the Wild's Inside. I'm kind of, guys, that's kind of where I'm leaning. I'm thinking Wednesday. We're gonna head over to Wild's End. I think we're gonna head to the Galdassi ruins on Wednesday. I think that's the plan. Hold on one sec. So am I saying we need Glorfet? Hey, we need Glorfet. And anyone else who wants to head on over to Wild's End? I probably need to call it a day here, guys. I have so much adrenaline right now. I can barely stand it. I cannot tell you how excited I am that dropped. Oh my goodness. But yeah, I probably need to call it. And then Wednesday we'll be back. So for everybody, Wednesday we're back. Should be more the normal time. Yes, Jerks 8 finally dropped. We got it. We got it. Oh, man. Oh, I'm so happy. We'll be back Wednesday. And we'll keep on trucking. And we'll see what else maybe we can talk about when Wednesday rolls around. Eric, we got the Ripsmack. We did. Oh, we did. It is beautiful. It is a beautiful thing. Woo. Guys, you are welcome for the stream. Thank you for being here. Yeah, Malcal, that was peak trolling, peak loot trolling. It was beautiful. That delay was perfect. Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, let's pour it out. Whew. Here we go. Dude, that's why I love these games. These feelings. These moments, man. That's what it's all about. That is what it's all about. Use the free cam dev command here. There it is. Ripsmack obtained. We did it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you for being here. I will look forward to seeing you again on Wednesday. I will get this VOD. Well, the VOD of the stream should be up on YouTube as soon as we wrap up. It should automatically be there. So if you missed anything or you just got here, it'll be there. And until Wednesday, take care. Have fun. Stay safe. That, my friends, is a wrap. Till next time, adios, onward and upward we go.